Our lead instructor is firefighter Steve Morikawa, and Steve's been with the Berkeley Fire Department for a year now. Prior to that, he was with the Albany Fire Department, where he was responsible for setting up the department's paramedic program. He has been involved with heavy rescue since 1979, and he was a search manager for Sonoma County Sheriff's Department, where he was their only rescue instructor. Steve is an advanced cardiac life support instructor and a pediatric advanced life support instructor, as well as a pre-hospital trauma life support instructor. So as you can see, we're in very good hands today. This is firefighter Steve Morikawa. Assisting Steve today is firefighter Sam Hoffman. Sam began his career in 1974. He's been with the Berkeley Fire Department for 7.5 years. He's also served with fire departments in Contra Costa County, Piedmont, Truckee Meadows, and Pleasanton. He's been trained in emergency medical services for 20 years. He's a certified instructor with the state of California in fire suppression. He's also trained in CPR and advanced life support as a first response defibrillator instructor. He's also certified in heavy rescue, and this is firefighter Sam Hoffman. And also assisting us today is firefighter Aaron Lee, who likes short introductions. Aaron's been in the fire service for over 8 years and has been with the Berkeley Fire Department for 5. And at this point, I'd like to turn over the class to firefighter Steve Morikawa.
Well, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about search and rescue post-earthquake. You'll be moving people around, moving each other around. You'll be doing some building assessments, learn a little bit about what to look for as far as safety of your building after an earthquake or different types of buildings. We'll be doing some searches, actually be searching. We'll be learning about lifting heavy objects, and we'll be doing some rescues. We just had the big earthquake, and you managed to come out of it uninjured, and you're looking at figuring out who we're going to save and rescue. When we look at the post-earthquake situation, we look at people who are injured and trapped. What we find is that 50%, down here, 50% of all the people who are injured are not trapped. They're just injured. The people who take care of them are co-workers, family members, people who are right there who are not injured. So that would be these people here, spontaneous rescuers, we call them. 30% are what we call non-structural entrapments. These are people who are trapped and injured by things inside the contents of a building. A refrigerator falls on them, file cabinets, objects within the building itself, not particularly the building components. The people who rescue those folks are going to be you folks, all you folks, okay? That's what the training is today. So if you look at what you're doing post-earthquake, you're doing 80% of the work. You're taking care of 80% of those that are trapped and injured. Well, let's see, what are we going to do for the other 30% or 20%? 15% of those are going to be what we call structural, partial structural void space entrapments. What that means is that these are people who are trapped by heavier objects that you folks can't move or more complicated rescues. The fire service in this town is going to take care of that problem. Okay. The 5% on the top, we call those people entombed. Those are people who are encased in steel and concrete. Now, who takes care of those people? We call them USR teams, Urban Search and Rescue Teams. In the United States, we now have 25 Urban Search and Rescue Task Forces. These are big teams. They're spread across the nation. They consist of 56 members per team, plus a couple of dogs. You've got to have dogs, search dogs. In California, we're very fortunate. We have the biggest percentage. We have 8 teams. The closest team for us are going to be Oakland, Menlo Park, and Sacramento. If we look at survival rates post-earthquake, as you can see, the quicker you get rescued, the better your chances of surviving. If you're rescued within 30 minutes, 99.3% chance you're going to survive. Now, what happened to the 0.7? What happened to those people? Why didn't they survive? Any guesses?
Heart attack.
Say again?
Badly injured.
Badly injured. Heart attack.
Killed immediately.
Killed immediately. That's right. That is the one. They had a building fall on them. Non-survivable injuries. They literally had a building fall on them. So not much we can do for that 0.7%. Well, if you make it through the first day, you're doing pretty good, still at 81. But after the first day, we take a phenomenal drop. Okay. As it turns out, these are mostly fairly simple injuries. Okay. The things that basic first aid will take care of. All right. So just basic treatment will help those people quite a bit. Then it kind of levels off, and then we start to drop again. When we look at the third and fourth day, and especially from 3 to 5 days, there's a pretty big drop off in there. Some of these people, when they're rescued, those are the people that are, when they're trapped, they will generally be really confined in deep spaces, deep underground, complicated rescues. These people are dying of complications because of their entrapment. They require advanced life support procedures, and that's one of the reasons why the FEMA teams have doctors, nurses, and paramedics on board their team. Their job is to treat those patients as they're pulling them out. So as the rescue is occurring, they have already started advanced life support procedures. Okay, so not only is those complicated rescues complicated from a technical aspect of rescue, it's also difficult medically. So a lot of work has to go into those few cases. Well, now that we know you're doing 80% of the work, let's figure out what you guys need to go to work with. You need a helmet, okay, head protection, vest. You guys in the corp yard know you guys all have your vests, and serves two purposes. One, visibility, so if something happens to you, we can see you. The other reason is identification. We know that people who are wearing vests have some level of training. Eye protection. Okay. You need flashlight. Even during the daytime, you should have your flashlight with you. A personal first aid kit. Heavy clothing. You need long sleeves. Okay. Sturdy pants. Good rugged boots. Okay, we're going to be working on uneven terrain. A lot of glass will be down. A lot of uneven terrain we're going to have to be dealing with. A marking device, and what we're recommending is lumber chalk or a lumber crayon. The crayons are great. They're not even, what would we figure out, Sam? 55 cents. 55 cents for a crayon. And you can draw on buildings even if they're wet. A whistle as a signal device, food and water for yourself. I recommend that you have some kind of a carrying device, a backpack, knapsack, or a little hip belt, what we call a Batman utility belt, kind of arrangement to carry this stuff with. That was added to your list is a dust mask. Now, why would we want a dust mask? Any ideas? Asbestos. Okay, we're looking in buildings that have been broken open, so there might be asbestos in it, not only in tiles on the ceiling, but also in the floors. Any other reasons?
Unknown chemicals.
That can be.
Dust too. Just a lot of
Dust in itself